got the feeling that it's not gonna work out. I got the feeling.
Hey guys, and welcome to my new YouTube video. So if you don't know who I am and you have not seen my face before, then my name is Brandon and this is my second channel, Is That More Brandon. I think I've said it in several videos now, and I know I said I was going to not say it again, but I'm trying to get this video to 100 subscribers and 100 supporters. But as soon as I can get that, then I'll be able to change my URL. But in this video, I'm doing another LGBTQ+ related video. Things that you shouldn't really ask or say to a gay person. So without further ado, I'm just going to get straight on with the video, and I do hope you enjoy the video. First thing that I would definitely not recommend doing is asking someone if they're actually gay. So this statement is actually problematic for quite a lot of reasons, and it comes off as to whether a person truly believes what they feel, sort of thing. So you're sort of judging someone and judging the way that someone thinks. You wouldn't say that sort of thing to a straight person, so it pretty much stands for a gay guy as well. So you wouldn't question their sexuality and be like, are you actually really gay? Because for them to have got to that position, it might have taken I don't know what would have happened to get to that position, but they would have probably made sacrifices. They probably would have gone through a lot of negative experiences, and for you to question that and ask for what you might seem as an innocent question to them is pretty much what they've had to deal with their whole life. Second thing, you're so masculine but you're so feminine. That's another thing that I wouldn't say or recommend saying to a bi or a gay person. I think it's a lot more, I think it affects bi people a lot more because they're in the middle and because they sort of don't know if they're interested in guys or girls. Telling them that they're too masculine or telling them that they're too feminine could just sway their decision and be like, they could then get forced into being gay because they're a little bit more feminine, or sort of forced into being straight because they're maybe a bit more masculine. And it's not the path they want to choose. They want to be bi, they want to have fun with guys, girls, and don't know what's going to happen in the future. But like, just reading on here, just as straight people come in all shapes and sizes and various levels of masculinity and femininity, so do gay people. This sort of comment sort of tends to imply that gay men are sort of like extra feminine sort of thing, and then like I said, straight people tend to be more masculine. Apparently there's something wrong with people who act in this way. So by telling someone that they're acting so masculine or feminine, it's sort of like a negative, stereotypical thing to say, pretty much. Next one is, you don't look gay. Individual people, like individual gay guys or girls, as with straight people, are exactly the same. They are human. They might not look gay, they might not want to come across as looking gay, but they just like a different body part. There's not one specific look as to looking gay. Like, I am fully gay, but I don't have the high-pitched girly voice. I don't wear a face full of makeup and sort my eyebrows out about 4,000 times a day. I don't spray myself with female perfume. I don't go around walking in high heels and stuff like that. Not the stereotypical gay. I'm interested in guys rather than girls. People also wrongly assume that you can automatically judge someone by the way that they look. I think the thing is, with gays, whether it's guys or girls, you have your sort of gaydar, your sort of sensor on, so you can see other people that are in your sort of community. If you're a straight person and you're trying to suss out who you think's gay and who you think's not, 99% of the time they get it completely wrong. The amount of people, pretty much, like, I've had a lot of guys, girls, just people come up to me and be like, oh my god, so like, do you have a girlfriend, and sort of how's life with your girlfriend sort of thing, and who are you talking to lady wise. I think I mentioned it in the previous video that is how I pretty much want to come across. I want to come across as being straight, because I don't want my sexuality affecting me in any way, whether it's to my job, whether it's to finding a partner, whether it's to, I don't know, getting on with family and friends. But at the end of the day, it is just a part of me, and if people don't accept it, fine. If people do accept it, then obviously that's also fine. One of the things you should not say to someone is, you don't look gay. And I think I've said this to people before. I've been like, yeah, you don't look gay, or you don't look straight, and it's fine because I'm part of the community. I've probably had the same thing said to me, and it's a mutual sort of misunderstanding. But if you're doing it from a straight perspective, again, you might not understand, but there's nicer ways to phrase it other than you don't look gay. Just by saying, oh, I thought you were interested in girls, or maybe something like that, just rephrasing it slightly differently. My gay best friend. For me, it's one of the annoying ones. It doesn't really happen as much now. I just get referred to as just a friend now, which is good, which is the sort of title I want. Telling someone that they're like your gay best friend sort of devalues a friendship. Like saying, it says here, this is from my notes, having a friend is not like having a latest accessory. There's no need to call out a person's sexuality as it relates to your friendship. You don't need to go around saying so-and-so is my straight best friend, so you don't need to go around saying so-and-so is my gay best friend. Your friend is your friend. Your friend is not just an accessory. It's like, oh look, here's my gay best friend, like here's my iPhone 7X Plus and all that crap. So you're my friend, or you're my best friend, not you're my gay best friend. Another question, which I don't really find that offensive, is sort of a, when did you know you were gay? I know a lot of people probably will get offended by this, but being in the community, there are a lot of people that just want to ask questions and that are just interested in you, rather than trying to catch you out or trying to make you feel uncomfortable sort of thing. So you don't, I mean, it says here, from what I wrote, it says you don't go around asking your straight friends when they knew they were straight, but yeah, I feel like everyone is straight until proven otherwise. You don't go around asking your straight friends when they were straight, and apparently it's not okay to ask your gay friends either. A person's sexual awakening is nobody else's business besides theirs, and whoever they decide to share the information with. So in respect, yeah, I do agree with that point, but at the end of the day, if people are interested in finding out more about you, they're gonna either tell you themselves, or over time or during conversation, they're likely to just say, actually, you know what, I realised by, I don't know, this age that I didn't really like girls, or I wasn't really into guys, or something like that. This is one that I pretty much have all the time. So because I'm quite open about everything that I do and everything that I say and the sorts of people I'm talking to, one of the things that always gets asked to me is, oh my god, I should set you up with one of my best friends, or I should set you up with one of my other gay friends. I wouldn't mind meeting other gay people, just having friends and just having like connections, networks, maybe potential people to, I don't know, go on dates with, or just film videos and hang out with just as actual friends. One, it would be awkward if I was to date one of my friend's friends, because they'll be like, oh look at me, I set you up with, I don't know, X, Y or Z. And it's like, I'd rather just find someone myself and find someone through actually conversing with them, rather than just sort of, someone's been pushed onto me, have to start a conversation, have to make it not awkward and then see what happens sort of thing. Just sort of it's a fake way of starting a conversation. And similar to how straight people, like you have a guy and a girl that can be friends without having to do bits, it's the same as gay guys. Like the amount of gay guys that I have that I will not do stuff with, that I will just play on the Wii with, or hang out with, or go to the cinema with. Like I have 96 and a bit% of my friends are just friends. So we'll just watch TV, we'll just play games, we'll just go out to the cinema, play golf, whatever. The only 4%, the other 4% are friends, and if stuff happens, then it just happens. I shouldn't assume that, yeah, basically just don't set people up with your mates. Next one, a bit weird as well, I'm gonna try and get through this a little bit quicker. Such a waste of a good looking man or woman. A woman's sole purpose in life is not to tend to the sexual needs of men, and obviously vice versa. Just because a person doesn't want to get intimate, it doesn't make them a waste of a person. Comment is insensitive to those who value members of the opposite sex without wanting to have sex with them. So that's the sort of thing I was talking about with the male-female thing. Guys and girls can be friends with each other without having to do stuff, and it is pretty much the same as gay guys or lesbians. They can hang out with as many gay guys or lesbian girls as they want without having to actually do stuff. So yeah, you don't have to get intimate with them. This question is pretty much usually asked, are you a top, are you a bottom, are you versatile, that sort of thing. Not gonna lie, I've never really been into any of that sort of chat. Like, I just want to talk to people as people, and if it gets to that, then you sort of work out what people are. Obviously I don't want to like stereotype and say, oh, this type of person's a top, this type of person's a bottom, but it's pretty much no one's business apart from yourself and maybe that one person that you're hooking up with, or that one person that you're going on a date with. And if it comes up in conversation, fine, but if it doesn't, you just work it out over time. Next one, so obviously gay couples, two guys or two girls, which one of you is the man, which one of you is the woman, or which one of you wears the skirt, which one of you wears the trousers. Again, I don't really get offended by that, because it's sort of a which one out of the two of you is the most manliest and which one's probably the most feminine. I don't know, it's not, I don't really find that offensive, but it does say here, 2 women in a relationship are just 2 women in a relationship, 2 men in a relationship are just 2 men in a relationship, implying that one person must be of another gender in order for the relationship to be compatible is completely and incredibly rude. So by saying that one of the guys has to be a girl, or that one of the girls has to be a guy in a relationship for the relationship to be real, is a little bit like rude, because it's just like heterosexualizing everything. that you can't just have a guy and a guy or a girl and a girl. It has to be a guy and a girl, and they have to act like a different gender and all of that sort of confusion. So I think for me, that's more of a confusing statement rather than an offensive statement. Like if I was to have a boyfriend and there to be the most feminine bloke on the earth, then yeah, I would be the guy in the relationship, they would be the girl in the relationship. Wouldn't make a difference, it's just, that's what it just would be. Like, I'd be the top, they would be the bottom. Or, well, if it happens to be a feminine top, then that's very incredibly rare, but sometimes can happen. Next one, I didn't think you'd be into sports. So apparently because guys are gay, they're not into all these like manly sports like rugby, football, stuff like that. In Nottingham, for example, they have like gay football teams, they have gay cricket teams, they have gay rugby teams, and I don't necessarily join any of them, but the fact that they are there, they are helping the LGBT+ community, they're allowing people to take part in just ordinary sports. It just happens that they're just like a different body part. That's all it is at the end of the day. You have all lesbian rugby teams and you have all lesbian, like, I don't know, football teams. And I think that's the same thing with like at university as well. You've got different societies with all of them are females, but I'm pretty sure that half of the rugby girls are lesbians, and you've got like the same thing with like football society, and half of the football girls are lesbians and that sort of thing. It says here again, just because a person is gay, it doesn't preclude them from enjoying the same sorts of sports as hetero people. A gay man can enjoy a game of soccer just as much as a straight man can enjoy the theatre. So to imply otherwise is just completely wrong. Stop rubbing it in my face. So the whole thing with, oh yeah, stop rubbing this gay stuff in my face. There's gay everywhere. There's all flags and LGBT stuff everywhere. Get over it. We see the heterosexual stuff every day. We see girls and guys making out in the park, left, right and centre, in the news, on Instagram, on social media, on like everything else. So by saying don't rub in the gay stuff in our face, we need more attention. Not attention, but like we need more, what's the word? We need more like promotion from it, because there are so many people that are gay, lesbian, bi, trans, all the different types of genders and sexualities. We need sort of more people to understand what it is, because there are so many kids growing up that don't understand what it is. There are so many kids growing up that they probably, some of them likely to be gay, lesbian, bi, trans, non-binary, all those sorts of things, and they don't understand it. So if we teach them now by promoting it as much as possible, by saying it's not a bad thing, like if you're a girl and you fancy girls, or if you're a guy and you fancy guys, or if you're a girl and you want to transition to a guy and like guys, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just finding a positive way to promote it on social media platforms to make it easy for them to sort of not even have to come out, but just explain who they are. Or not even explain who they are, just be who they are, be who they want to be, and love whoever they want to love. Like it says here, no one's rubbing it in our face. Gay people have been on the receiving end of any heteronormative narratives their entire lives. Having a chance to speak about these sort of important aspects is important and valid. It's not supposed to make anyone feel bad about their orientation. It can just help educate others and normalise any LGBTQ+ relationships. Basically saying, look, this hetero stuff is pretty much everywhere. The majority of people probably will know about LGBT stuff, but some of them don't. So it's basically just by us talking about it, we're not trying to turn everyone gay or turn everyone bi or make people fancy us. It's just we want to educate others and be like, look, you do have straight relationships, but you also have these types of relationships, these types of sexualities, these types of orientations, and normalising it. There's nothing wrong with being gay, there's nothing wrong with being lesbian, there's nothing wrong with being trans, there's nothing wrong with being any of it. It's just people don't understand it, or people want to ask questions about it and they're just too nervous to speak up, or they don't want to be that one hand that asks a question, so they just stay silent, they stay in the closet, or they just hide away from the facts, basically. The next one is obviously referring to sexual preference as a lifestyle. So being gay is not a lifestyle choice, it's an important part as to who a person is, and to imply otherwise devalues a person. So a better term to use is sexual orientation or sexual preference. It's not a lifestyle. People don't decide to be gay, people don't decide to be a lesbian. It just happens that and it's not even just they wake up one day and realise they're gay. I pretty much knew I was gay since primary school, because I would always look at the guys. I would always fancy the guys. I would also always go on like my mates' Facebook profiles and have a look at all their pictures and scroll through all the, I don't know, the pictures of them where they look really, really fit and all of that sort of stuff. When I got to secondary school, I used to fancy all of the male teachers, and at that point, I think pretty much from like year 9 and a bit, year 9, year 10, I knew that I was interested in guys, and it wasn't just oh yeah, an overnight decision, straight one day, gay the next day, or sort of a, oh yeah, I think I feel like so much more included if I was actually gay. That's not how life works. You just like who you want to like, and if people accept it, they do, and if people don't, they don't. And yeah, it's just a preference. My preference, my orientation is gay. I do like guys. That's it, simple. And if you can't accept it, then unfortunately you're just gonna have to get on with your life, because the amount of negativity surrounding this subject and the amount of negative stigmas relating this subject as it is ridiculous. Things still do need changing, but they are moving onwards. They are doing better things, I think, to help people in the community. I think a lot more people have benefited from going to talks or listening to people talking about their experiences from like childhood and that sort of thing. Another thing that I can't really relate to myself, but a thing that I think people do, is calling someone's spouse just their friend, their roommate, their pal, that sort of thing. When you call a gay person's other as just a friend or a pal, you're devaluing the level of commitment for the relationship. You minimise and insult any long-term relationships when you refuse to acknowledge the husband-wife partner just because of the gender and orientation. If I had a friend, like a male friend, and you had a boyfriend, and I was like, yeah, so how's the other one? How's your mate? Sort of thing. One, it just sounds homophobic. I know, I technically can't be homophobic because I'm gay, but there are some homophobic gays. Don't know how, but there are. It does come across as homophobic, obviously, and it devalues the relationship, because at the end of the day, it's his boyfriend. And if I'm not calling him by that title, then I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something out of place. I'm not respecting what they are. Sort of the same thing as if like there was a girl transitioning into a guy, but she preferred her pronoun to be used as he, and you just question it and you're like, you keep referring to her as a she. That's not what life should be about. Like, you should, like, obviously that's not going to be acceptable at the end of the day. Like, if she is a girl transitioning to a guy but wants to be referred as a guy, then that is her personal preference, that is her personal choice, that is the preference of vocab that she wants to have used about her. You refer to her as a he. Yeah, she might not have fully transitioned, but at that moment in time she would obviously want herself referred to as a he. Calling a spouse of your friend or roommate or whatever a friend or a pal or the other half sort of thing, it does come across very, very rude and homophobic. And not calling people by their right titles is also very, very pretty much homophobic. That's something else you need to obviously make sure you don't do. That's pretty much it for this video. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I will be with you for a new video on Tuesday or Friday, and a main channel video, well yeah, Tuesday or Friday. Other than that, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon. See you in a bit, bye bye.